Lovely Aries, welcome to your May 2017 reading. Mercury retrograde is coming to an end, thank goodness. So starting on May 4th, things should go a little smoother concerning travel, communication, and so on. And besides for that, Aries, this month is very good for you for financial endeavors. So the money should start to flow. And also, this full moon will be an interesting one. Full moon in Scorpio on the 10th will be a good time where you can actually face your fears and dissolve them. So those are just a couple of aspects. I think it's a good idea to check your astrology. And then what we do is we use the cards to harness those energies and to practically put them into use. So I'm going to cast a Celtic cross for you to see how you can best harness the energies in May and make it a really successful month. So I've been shuffling for a while before this. The cards just didn't want to cooperate somehow. They've been doing their own thing. I actually started a little reading for you, this reading, a few minutes ago, and the cards were wrong. They were wrong. I just had the feeling no. So the cards are being a little, you know, they sometimes do their own things, play their own tricks, and they have their own mindset somehow. So let's hope that they'll be ready soon. Okay, so if they take too long, I'm just going to fast forward, just so you know. Okay, so meditating on your beautiful energy again now. Let's continue. Meditating on your beautiful energy, Aries, to see what May wants to bring to you and tell you. Okay, I think we're here. We're right now. Are you ready? Card position 1 of the Celtic cross. You're going into May. Okay. This card did come up in that first reading, which I scrapped. Aries. Sadness. The feeling of loss, Aries. Okay? Going into May with a little bit of that. But Aries, sometimes you have to acknowledge your losses to be able to move on. So whatever you're feeling a little bit upset about, sad about, it doesn't have to be a huge big thing. This is just going, oh, look, what happened here? I've got my losses. I've lost something. I'm sad. This has gone away. I'm letting out my emotions. So when this card comes up, Aries, work those emotions, let them out, work through them. Don't just shove them under the table. You know, when we have specific situations, feelings want to come up. And you know, it's not good to suppress your feelings at all times. Sometimes, you know, you gotta hang on a little bit and control yourself a little bit. But this is saying, okay, just look at your losses, face on, allow yourself to grieve over them, and you can move onward, okay? Now let's see, card position 2. Ooh, very interesting. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. Upright. This is actually in coordination with that lost card. So Aries, I think whatever you're grieving about, this card here will help you to overcome that. So whatever it is, allow the feelings to come up, but then I get this very interesting message that you can look towards authorities, you can look towards society, you can look towards elders, your church institutions to help you and to move forward with it. Sometimes these messages don't make sense to me, but hopefully they will make sense to you. So whatever it is that you've been like, this is going to help you. As an example, you've had some losses in your business. You can go to your tax accountant and have him help you look through the system to get you out of that mess, to help regain the money, okay? For example, just an example, all right? It can be that you're grieving over the loss of somebody and going to your community and your spiritual group, your church, so to say, can help you. They can give you support. So whatever that means for you, it's an interesting one, Aries, right? Very interesting. So remember, this is going into May. Let's see your secret, your underlying forces. The Page of Pentacles, he's come up a few times. So Aries, look at this. Your positive attitude towards any new discovery that you make, your positive attitude, your power to start something new, to take an object and make it grow. The Page of Pentacles has discovered, he's obtained something interesting, something worthwhile, okay? And he's studying it and he's using it to be motivated to move forward with it. So I think that's an underlying power of yours, to be the one to discover something new and move forward with it and study that and be fascinated by it. Of course, Aries, as the very first sign, as the discoverer, as the person who moves forward first, as the leader, this is a very good attitude to have. And I know you have that, but especially this month moving into May. All right, let that curiosity, that ability to step forward into something new, that ability to discover precious new, because the page, right, the pages are usually have to do with some little beginning, something starting, something sprouting. So that ability that you have, no matter what age you are, to get a fresh new look, to discover something new and creative in whatever you're doing, is really great. So that's your underlying strength here. Aries, these cards come out strangely sometimes, but all right. We go with what the cards say, Aries, not what we want. Now, in the recent past, you've perhaps felt a little neglected, Aries. Okay, Aries, my fiancé is an Aries, and Aries are the quintessential baby, so to say. Maybe you're sick and tired of hearing it, but Aries love to be nurtured, all right? And when the Empress reverse comes up for you, it's kind of terrible, because maybe you've been feeling not nurtured, okay? The Empress is the big mother figure. She is the loving, nurturing energy of all. She loves all her children. And when the Empress comes up, you know that you are loved. And perhaps you've been lacking in that nurturing, motherly love a little bit lately in the recent past. And that's kind of had you feeling a little upset. So something to do with a nurturing person in your life, a mother figure. It can even be your partner that you, for some reason, that has been lacking a little bit, that's been subdued a little bit, and you haven't been feeling loved and nurtured, Aries. We all need to feel loved and nurtured, but especially you, okay? Mwah! I know, Aries, yes. Okay. Yeah, so let's continue. Okay. This card also came up in the reading, which I scrapped, so maybe I shouldn't have scrapped it, but it was so strange and crazy. All right. So, I mean, the cards speak. They speak. Knight of Cups, upright in the position of your forecast for this month. So, another card that shows your positive attitude of moving forward, of discovering new things, of taking something and concentrating on it and moving forward at a steady pace, always moving forward. Aries, you don't like moving backwards, you like moving forward. So this attitude of no matter what, you're gonna move forward, you're gonna keep that faith, you don't give up. That is going to help you really move forward this month, this attitude. So bear with me, Aries. I'll show you the cards in a little moment, and we'll look for the storyline, we'll look for deeper meanings when we put those cards together, okay? Now, as you know, if you've been watching these videos a little bit, I do it a little differently. And here I want to show you the spread. There you go. The next cards I will lay down like this and turn them over, not in order. All right. You may ask why, because I read the Celtic Cross a little differently. I read it as I learned from Dusty White, my excellent teacher. And this card, this is the near future, the next steps. This card position 10 here is the end result, so I will keep that later because that goes together. Now we're going to uncover your fears, Aries, your fears. Okay, your fears. Very interesting. The Four of Swords reversed. Aries, I thought you were someone who likes to, like us Leos, who likes to be in the limelight, who likes to show yourself. But this, Aries, this is interesting. The Four of Swords reversed as a fear. Yes, perhaps your fear is that you will not be recognized for who you are. Perhaps your fear is that this month, all the work you're putting in, people will not see it. People might not acknowledge it. You won't come through with it. That might be a fear. So let's come back to this later, okay? Let's just go step by step here. Okay. Now, Aries, this is very interesting. The Two of Cups reversed as outside influences, and look at this, the Empress reversed. So it looks like, Aries, in the month of May, you might have to struggle with a little bit of a breakup syndrome, the feeling that, again, like the Empress reversed, that you're not loved enough, that someone will step away from loving you, that someone will break off with you. It doesn't necessarily have to be your partner, okay? It can be the breach of a contract, and it can be in business or in love. So the breaching of a contract, the breaking off of someone who had supported you, you might get that feeling, Aries. Interesting. Just like you have been feeling a little bit of lack of that nurturing love. So let's continue. Let's see what the story says. Your hopes. Oh yes, Aries. Your positive attitude. Your ability to visualize and to truly see the end result is going to come through, because look at this, the World. Very important card. It's the last card in the major arcana, and it's in the position of your hopes and dreams. So you're always looking to that highest place, Aries. You have the capacity to visualize the perfect world, to visualize the harmonious coming together of all your endeavors, to visualize that all will be well, that deep lying belief. You have that in you, so look for that and have faith. Look, the weather forecast that you think is going to happen in your hopes and dreams. This is beautiful, Aries. You are so positive. This month you're going to be so positive, even though you're going into the month feeling a little bit of loss and sadness, but your attitude, your underlying strength as well. See this? Like the Page of Pentacles, like the child looking at his new toy, saying, wow, what is this? I want to discover this. Yes, I have a precious object. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move it over the river. I'm going to cross the boundaries. And I know that I can make things come together. Aries, this is beautiful. Even though, you know, this card as a little bit of a setback that you might experience. And even though you fear for some reason that, you know, you might not be appreciated, but that doesn't hold you back, Aries, because these are like really wonderful cards. Now let's see. Aries, let's see here what the next steps. Ah, the King of Cups reversed, and I have to uncover this. Oh, Temperance reversed. Ooh, Aries, Aries. I think we're going to have to draw a few clarification cards. So Aries, it looks like there are forces happening, even though your attitude is really positive, that might take you out of balance. Now, this is you, Aries. This is absolutely you. The King of Cups, I know traditionally Cups is a water sign, you're not a water sign, but I see this as you, I see this as you very, very clearly. The King of Cups is someone who's emotionally out of balance, someone who's upset, someone whose emotions usually flow well when upside down, but this is emotions that are coming out of balance. It looks like this can happen to you this month. Going into this month, all right, feeling upset already, you know, needing to accept assistance of others, you know, looking for solutions, but the emotional upset is there. Well, no wonder if there's some kind of break-off, someone abandoning you, breaking a contract, not feeling the love, so that can really result in emotional upset, okay? It really can. So the end result looks like Temperance reversed. So Temperance reversed, again, look at Temperance upright for a moment to understand the meaning of this card. Temperance upright is the balancing, you know, it's alchemy, using warm and cold to make things just right and balanced, creating a very good balanced environment out of different aspects. And it looks like this month it might not happen for you, Aries, if you don't do something about it. If you're not consciously aware of all these things, you might get upset and then go out of balance, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to. Both these cards also come together very well. They show us what could happen. They show us that you could kind of, I mean, the King of Cups reversed, he can have a temper tantrum, he can go crazy, he can have a little bit of a mental health issue even happening. Think that he's like, oh my God, he's having a breakdown, right? And that can result in the delicate balance of your emotions, of your life coming out of whack, right? So, but remember, Aries, remember, this is not a forecast of what's going to happen 100%. We're not fortune telling here, Aries. Remember that. We are asking the cards what the mainstream of the main timeline that's happening for you is, what you're going towards, and you can always change this. Remember, I talked about the timelines in other videos. You might be going towards this. These things are happening. This is what could happen if you just kind of blindly and unconsciously react to everything. But I'm going to draw a clarification card, Aries. I'm going to draw a clarification card to see what you must do to maintain the balance, to not go crazy, all right? I mean, you already have information in this spread that may help you to do that, especially if you're prepared for this, if you're prepared for the breakup, for the breach, for the break of contract, something that you thought was fixed and solid, right? This year is a fixed and solid agreement between two people, between two entities, between two energies, and this is the breaching, the breaking up of that. So if you're aware of it, maybe you already even know, Aries. Maybe when you saw this card, it's like, oh, I have the feeling that this is not going well. I have the feeling this might break up. That can even help you avoid, you know, the path of the upset, of the going crazy, and of that balance breaking down, right? And I mean, probably you know already, maybe not, probably you know already what this is, that you're like, that loss. This, if it's not clear, will become clear, where you have to look for help, even legally, right? But your beautiful positive attitude is what can pull you out of this imbalance. So I'm just gonna ask the cards for a little bit of advice. I'm gonna pull one card first of all and see if I get something. I don't take those flying out cards. So I'm just going to shuffle for you, Aries. While I'm doing that, I'm going to let you look at the spread here. Look at that spread. Study that a little bit. It's upside down for you, okay? Remember, it's facing me. Reversals do matter. And I'm just going to ask, what can Aries do to avoid an emotional breakdown, to avoid upset, and to avoid that imbalance, to avoid the not being able to bring balance into his life? What can you do? Sorry, I just have to shuffle properly. You know, the cards. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Another knight. Aries. Okay. Let's see if this makes sense. This is the advice card of not going crazy. Now, if you take a look at this, this is the opposite of this. The Knight of Pentacles is solid. He stands his ground. He's not emotional. He is actually so solid that he has stopped. And he wants everybody to come to him who wants something, right? He's not moving. He's solid. He is master of his surroundings. Look at his horse even. His horse doesn't look like it's moving. And again, look at that. He's got that pentacle that he's looking at, just like the Page of Pentacles. He's got this object, and he's very much master of that object, and he is holding it and not letting it go, but he is stopped and he's contemplating, he's solidifying himself, he's slowing down, right? And I mean, Aries, you're not a slow one. You're not a solid one necessarily. You're fire. You're all go. You're all moving forward, which I understand. But Aries, what you have to do in May, when these things come up, you have to become like the Knight of Pentacles. You have to, instead of reacting when something happens, slow down. Just stop. Ground yourself. Remember your spiritual practice if you have one. If you don't, do whatever it takes for you to just become calm and solid and don't react. This person does not react, right? This person reacts and goes crazy, and because of that, the balance is totally blown and other things might happen. But the Knight of Pentacles doesn't, right? He takes his time. You know, when something comes up, Aries, you might go, whoa, and react. But when something comes up, he says, okay, okay, I'll sit, meditate on that. I'm not going to let it ruffle my calm in any way. I'm going to just wait and, you know, let the breeze pass, let the chaos pass, let that pass, and I'll just hold it out for a moment. And anyone who wants something from me, I'm not going to run to them. I'm not going to go crazy. When this happens, I'm not going to go, oh, and get off my rocker. You know, what do you think he would do if someone would, you know, break up with him, breach his contract? What do you think he would do? I think he would say, if you don't want me, I don't want you either. Okay? If I'm not good enough for you, if you don't like it, I don't need you. Do you think he needs anyone? So in May, when these things happen, when you are feeling like the lack of this nurturing, when whatever happens here leaves you, then be like him. Find strength within yourself. Slow down. Stop. And say, I'm not going to react. If you don't want to love me, that's okay. If you don't want to work with me, that's okay. Because I can do it. I can do it. Okay? You come to me. I'm not going to come to you this time. All right? So that's what you got to be. You got to take on this energy. Okay? I hope that makes sense, Aries. I mean, it sounds perhaps very general, but that's what the cards are saying. And remember, Aries, there's many of you, and a reading that I do for Aries is for the energy that is working with you this month. And this can play out in different ways for every single one of you, all right? But to me, it does make sense. So I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to let you see this. Can you see it? Can you see that, Aries? So just to sum it up again, going into the month with a sense of loss, and here, yes, you do need to take on that help to overcome this going into the month, right? But then from then on, Aries, your positive attitude, your ability to, you know, see the precious new things in your life, that ability to move forward, your ability to see the wholeness, to not give up that beautiful dream of yours, whatever that is. That, and then when things happen, when the shit hits the fan, so to say, I'm sorry. When it happens, okay, then you're going to stay calm. You're going to stay really calm for once. You're going to kind of say, okay, I'm prepared for something to happen, and I'm going to stay solid. I'm not going to run after this person. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm not going to, you know, get all upset and put my mental health at risk. I'm not going to, you know, go off on a whatever addictive spree or on a crazy route. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just wait out the storm a little bit, and then very slowly, you know, in my solid way, I'm going to ground myself, I'm going to meditate, and I'm going to find a solution, but very slowly and very calmly. I'm not going to run after these people who are upsetting me. Okay. Now, I hope that makes sense, Aries. I really hope it does. Keep this in mind and see how May plays out. Okay? See how May plays out, and when something does happen, come back to this reading and look at it again, listen to it again, and you may find, you know, even one small thing that I've said, something that makes sense to you, something that is of value to you, something might pop back into your head, and you'll say, okay, yeah, maybe I'm a little more prepared, maybe I can use this to make this month better. And that's my hope, Aries, that this reading makes a little bit of sense to you, and that it can help you make this month the best that it can be for you. Okay, thank you so much, beautiful Aries. I wish you a good May. If you want a private reading, I'm opening my private readings very soon. I'm working on the website because many of you do want readings, so head over to my website if you're interested in getting a private reading where things are so much more clear and precise and absolutely focusing on your situation that you have, as this is a general reading. Thank you so much. I'm Natasha, your Queen of Wands.